What's up, nerds? MTG next door, OBD back to finish this box of Mystery2 Boosters. Yesterday I opened some really cool stuff and got the what is probably the only foil card in the box. This turned out to be like a $40 to $50 card, which I'm not sad about. Real quick, the notables from yesterday. I know I went through everything really quick, but I always read back through them because I just feel like my brain has to churn on some stuff for it to make sense. Just going to go through these real fast, and then we'll open these other packs. Silmungar, the Drifting Death. I didn't really realize when I read this that whenever a dragon you control attacks, so it's every dragon you control. If you send multiple at him, every defending creature gets -1/-1. You could basically board wipe by attacking. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting, and I love it. Fangrin Marauder. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may gain 5 life. So, like in a squirrels or a treasure or a food deck, you just sack all your artifacts. This is disgusting as well. Love it. Stitch had me look at this a little bit more. He was saying that you never copy a creature with this spell. So, because I didn't really read this too heavily on the video yesterday, but any non-land permanent on the battlefield could be anything. So that could get wild pretty fast, and it could be an artifact, could be enchantment, anything stupid that you don't like that you want to like throw back in somebody's face. There you go. That's what you're doing. Bolas Citadel, we were saying that yesterday that this ends games. Mindbreak Trap, I really like these trap cards that play for free out of your hand if the if this text gets triggered or whatever. I've done it once with there was it was like a creature trap card or something like that. It was like a green, I could play a green creature for free out of my hand if something got countered. Slivers. So I went back and looked at this. This is like a $20 card in this format or whatever, or this future site. While it's good and it's zero cost sack, you can get a man of any color. Fine, all great. I don't know if this is worth it to me in taking up one slot in my 99, which I may or may not get this. It may or may not help me, and I just feel like in Commander there's better ways to do this. I'm sure that in other formats this is broken. I just don't see it being that valuable in EDH when you only have one copy of it. It took me a while to figure this out, but this is an aura you can put on somebody else's creature when they're attacking. It leaves the board, comes back to your side of the board, and you can then attack at your next declare attackers phase, and then it leaves the board, goes back to the other side of the board to whoever owns it, and this stays on them. And if that creature attacks again, it comes back to you. It's just so stupid and mean. I love it. Anyway, it's very confusing, but that's how I understand this to work. If anybody disagrees with me, you're sure welcome to. Discard a card from your hand, search for a basic land card. That's not bad, especially if something's junking up your hand and you're stuck on mana and you need to get a certain color. That's just that was fantastic. Doomsday, again, Stitch kind of schooled me on this one. This is like you find the 5 cards you want to win the game and just end the game. It's kind of gross. I get it now. Creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered. Show me the downside of that. This guy just floods the board with little whelps that you can kill later. Halimar Depths, again, thank you, Stitch. Enters the battlefield. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. For a land, that is pretty darn good. I like this little mana dork. He basically, instead of a specific mana, he can basically, he's almost like an artifact. He can whatever a mana of any kind that your lands can produce. Achroma is just disgusting. So I do have Achroma's Will. I got it out of the I think that dinosaur precon from Ixalan last year, and you know, just the fact that it has almost every keyword on it, and then this angel, you know, I'm seeing where the card is coming from now. Protection from blue. I mean, why would you cast this for anything other than protection from blue? I mean, unless you're, I don't know, whatever. No counter spells. Thank you. That wins the game. This one looks fun for squirrels. When he enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 green squirrel tokens equal to your devotion to black. In a squirrel deck, you know, especially the one that I have, there's plenty of black in there, so that could go off pretty big. Especially if like I haven't found one of my squirrel making spells or whatever. Catch of the day. This was interesting in that it just basically it becomes whatever you need it to be. So it can. So as it ETBs, you choose a keyword, Vigilance Ward 3 or Island Walk, and then you choose whenever this creature attacks. It's either Scry 1 or Scry 2, goad target creature and opponent controls, or tap target creature and opponent controls, and then you get to choose the size of the creature. It just seems really, really versatile, kind of wild. And then you know, we got the foil of this and we got the regular of this, so I obviously will not be playing with this, but this one, creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. That just sounds really cool. I don't know if this would go in every deck, but it definitely has a place in some decks. All right. So again, this is going to be a long video because reasons. Anyway, so 8 packs. We're going to finish the box today because I want to, and I want to look at the cards I get. So again, we'll go through quickly the commons, uncommons, and then on a subsequent video, I guess I'll call out anything that was particularly fun or nasty. Merlin picked up an Aether Drift pre-release kit for me. I'll make a video on that later this week, and I'll talk about the rest of these cards in there. All right, so Tireless Tribe, Deftblade Elite, Halimar Wave Witch, Wing Splicer, Virtue's Ruin, Predatory Night Stalker, Nimble Bird Sticker, what? Swelter, Summit Apes, Wrap and Vigor, Ghost Town. Oh, that's kind of cool. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. 0, return Ghost Town to owner's hand. Use this ability only during another player's turn. Why would you do that? If somebody's destroying lands or something, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, here's our rare Thorn Mammoth for 5 and 2 green, 6/6 Trampler. When Thorn Mammoth or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, then Thorn Mammoth fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. I love creatures that come out swinging. Kitchen Finks. Okay. It is an uncommon. We'll read it anyway. So 1 in hybrid blue-white. When Kitchen Finks enter the battlefield, you gain 2 life and persist. So when it dies, it comes right back to the battlefield. Okay. Hunting Cheetah. Just looks like a regular cat. Lightning Elemental. Vampire Elemental. Okay. I'm not gonna read these, you know, longer cards because, you know, I just don't have the brain power for it. Some of those test cards really do make you think, and like anyway, it takes me a minute just to figure out how or why they decided to print that thing. All right, Exile on Sarah's Wings, Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, Windstorm Drake, Undercity Informer, Skull Raid, Blood Knight, Mog Conscripts, Tireless Provisioner, which is a really great card, Scurry Oak, Fracture. Here's our rare Ranger of Eos, 3 in white, creature, human, soldier, 3/2. When it ETBs, you may search your library for up to 2 creature cards with confirmed mana cost of 1 or less. Reveal them and then put them into your hand. If you do, shuffle the library. Okay, so you can get some whelps out with him. Not horrible. Blazing Rootwalla is an uncommon. Proteus Staff. What are you? You know what? You guys probably know what this is. I've never seen this card before. We're going to read it right now. Anyway, so Proteus Staff for 3. Looks like it's rare. 2 in a blue. Tap. Put target creature on the bottom of its owner's... Gross. Bottom of owner's library, that creature's controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. That player puts that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of the library in any order. Activate only as a sorcery. That could blow up on you real fast. While you could deal with a big bad, that could be devastating. You could trade one problem for another. But I kind of like the chaos element of that. It's not horrible. Essence of Ajani. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life. Does not suck. It's just an emblem. So an emblem can't be interacted with. Huh. That's kind of wild. I like that. Well, I'll say this. Emblems, as far as I understand it, when you get them off of a planeswalker, can't be messed with. You know, they just kind of sit and change the board for the rest of the game. All right, Mother of Runes, Nico Ona, Pour Over the Pages, Exhaustion, Blood Pact, Gatekeeper of Malakir, Rabbit Battery, Unchained Berserker, Broken Wings, Vines of Vastwood, Ornithopter of Paradise, Nullhide Feryx is a mythic, 2 and 2 green for a 6/6 as hexproof. You can't cast non-creature spells. 2 for 2, Nullhide Feryx loses all abilities until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard Nullhide Feryx, put it into the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. So you just can't get rid of it. So I wonder if you give this to an opponent, and so they can't cast non-creature spells. Like, just clog the drain, and then it just keeps coming back. Anyway, that'd be so mean. Anyway, Cathar's Crusade. Whenever a creature is a rare, 3 and 2 white. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That is just fantastic. Expensive, but fantastic. Mana Flare is another rare. That was a 3 rare pack. That was kind of cool. I think that was 3 rare pack. It was a mythic and 2 rares. Nice. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produced. Does everybody want mana on the board? Because now you can have it if you play this. Noble Ox, 3 and a white. In Flash, when Noble Ox enters the battlefield, all unblocked creatures attacking you become blocked by Noble Ox. Noble Ox can block any number of creatures. That's kind of good. So if you're going to get beat in the face by some massive band of orcs, just throw an ox at them. An oxymoron. Thraben Watcher, Rumor Gatherer, Protect the Negotiators, Ophidian Eye, Unburial Rites, Expunge, Rimrock Knight, Spite Bellows, Strangleroot Geist, Winding Way. Sorry, they're kind of stuck together here. Crystalline Sliver. Okay, we're getting a lot of slivers in this box. Slivers cannot be the targets of spells or abilities. Well, that goes both ways. That goes for you and for other people. Interesting. All right, here is our mythic. Is Prosper Tomebound. 2, a red and a black. Legendary creature, Tiefling Warrior. This is from the Dungeons & Dragons set, I guess the Commander. I didn't know there was a Commander for that. Anyway, I mean, I know there's Commanders in it, but I didn't know that there was like a pre-made Commander deck. Death Dust, Mystic Arcanum. At the beginning of your end step, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Pact Boon. Whenever you play a card from exile, create a treasure token. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Beginning of your end step, exile the top. So you're going to be doing that every turn. So it's not that like the first card out, you have to play that you get that every turn. That could be fun. That could be kind of fun. I like that. Gitaxian Probe. Look at target player's hand, draw a card. Zombie Master is a rare. What are you? Creature zombie for 1 and 2 black. As a 2/3, other zombie creatures have Swamp Walk. Other zombies have pay 1 black, regenerate this permanent. Well, that's fancy. Okay, like that. Oh gosh, another. Liliana's other contract. Liliana, we are going to read that later. Not doing that right now. Also, I don't know if I said this. I know I said yesterday that I paid $200 for this box and the secret layers that came along with it. So far, without these cards added in, there was, in just generic value or whatever, $270 in value. These boxes pay for themselves over and over again. So literally, like half of the stack I opened yesterday in the nerd economy paid for itself, right? Like, obviously I'm not selling these, so it didn't pay for itself. I paid for it and I still spent real money to get it. But just like in the intrinsic value of the cards, they paid for themselves, I guess is the way I would say it. Syndic of Tithes, Archon of Absolution, Lazotep Plating, Killer Whale, Fell Stinger, Cling to Dust, Torch Breath, Goblin Taskmaster, Penumbra Worm, Wasteland Viper, and we are into our multicolored cards. Edgewalker. We have a mythic, Clothis, God of Destiny. For 1, a green and a red, legendary creature, God. 4/5, indestructible. As long as your devotion red and green is less than 7, Clothis isn't a creature. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a land card, add red or green. Otherwise, you gain 2 life and Clothis deals 2 damage to each opponent. Exile target card from a graveyard. So anybody's graveyard. And this is going to do 2 damage every turn. Or add mana. What kind of nastiness could you do with this? I think a lot. I have to think about this. That's cool. I like it. Moving on. Leyline of Sanctity. I pulled this in my last box. Not sad about it. If this is in your opening hand, you begin the game with it on the battlefield. You have Hexproof. And here's our Future Sight card. It looks like an uncommon. Basalt Monolith. Doesn't untap during your untap step. You can tap it for 3 generic and then pay 3 generic to untap it. I mean, Magus of the Chains. And we got another book here. We'll read that later. All right, 3 more packs to go. Nearheath Pilgrim, Oathsworn Giant, Talus Researcher, Dream Thrush, Archfiend of Sorrows, Marchesa's Decree, Rapacious Dragon, love dragons, Mog Maniac, Bushwhack, oh gosh, what is this? Orochi Eggwatcher, and Shidaku Broodmistress. All right, we're going to read that later. It is, so this side could be a commander, but this side can't. Can you use this as a commander? I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to, but anyway. All right, then this is Shuko. Ooh, Liliana. All right, so we have Liliana, and she is a 4 and 2 black, 4 loyalty counters on her when she hits the battlefield. For +1, return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. -3, destroy target creature as controller loses 2 life. And then -7, target opponent loses 2 life for each creature in their graveyard. Yuck. All right, Narset. This is the, I guess this is going to be our Planeswalker pack. Narset, Parter of Veils. 1 and 2 blue. She comes out with 5 loyalty counters on her. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Yikes. -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Cool. Stifle is a rare for 1 blue. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Well, I am constantly confused at what a triggered or activated ability is, so this will probably never see one of my decks because I'm not smart enough to play it. Anyway, Teferi, Druid of Argoth, 2 and 3 green, 3/4 flash. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Oh. Nice. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. That's so mean. So, like, I love it. That's just mean. It's like no instance for you, no flash for you, but all my creatures have flash. I can play them on your turn. All right, 2 more packs to go. This one and one more. Ancestral Blade, Saltari Trooper, Ligerdmane. Anyway, moving on. Deceiver Exarch, Seer Conrad the Grim, Carrier Thrall, Goblin Instigator, Sparksmith, Wall of Roots, Jewel Thief, Star Compass. This is kind of cool. What does it do? Comes in tapped. Add to your mana pool 1 mana of any color a basic land you control could produce. For 2, that's not horrible. I like it. Pandemonium. All right, what are you? It's a rare, 3 and a red enchantment. When a creature enters the battlefield, that creature's controller may have it deal damage equal to its power to target creature or player of his or her choice. So everybody can do that? Oh my gosh, I'm playing that. Like just everybody just punches you in the face every time a creature comes down. Yes, please, more of that. More of those cards, please. Street Wraith, I guess that's a common. Ooh, look at you, bad boy. Velucan Dragon, 5 and 2 red is a rare. Creature Dragon 5/5 flyer. Whenever Velucan Dragon attacks or blocks, roll a 6-sided die. Velucan Dragon gets +X+0 until end of turn, where X is the result -1. Okay, so you could roll a 1 and get 0 +0. Not horrible. There are better dragons, but that's not horrible at all. I'm not sad about having that. Microscope. Tap Surveil 1. It's a 2 colorless. Target permanent card in a graveyard becomes a 0/0 black germ creature in addition to its other colors and types until the end of turn. This effect ends if it leaves the graveyard. I don't know why you would do that. You guys are probably yelling at the screen. You would do it because blah, blah, blah. Anyway. All right, last pack of this box. Enjoyed it. It was awesome. Worth the money, for me at least. Here we go, last pack. Abolish, Hive Strings, Striped Riverwinder, Shadow Rift, Moon Glove Changeling, Brood of Cockroaches, yuck. Reckless Charge, Goblin Cratermaker, Masked Admirers, Werebear. Is that like the lesser known Care Bear? Werebear, Sunshine Bear, Happy Bear, Sad Bear, Werebear. Just kills them all. Sunlit Marsh. And we have a Teferi. Okay, are you a good Teferi? Do you do lots of fun things? 2 and 3 blue, 3/4 flash. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Okay, didn't we have this on that like test card? I think we did. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime he or she could cast a sword. This literally, okay, so the test card was, I think it was 2 and 3 green. This one's 2. Okay, I got you. I see what you did there, Magic the Gathering. I see you. Sphinx of the Steel Wind is a mythic for 5, a white, a blue, and a black. Flying, first strike, vigilance, lifelink, protection from red and green. Well, that's just fantastic. And Final Fortune. Okay, here's what's cool about this. This was the foil card I got in my last box, and I didn't get a normal version of it. And I kind of wanted this card because I kind of wanted to play it, but I sold it and I was able to do like a giveaway for everybody in the local group, and I was able to buy a box of Dominaria United, which I'm not sad about. but I'm glad that I got this card. Last pack of this box. I'm not sad to see it come back. By the way, that is totally Jeff Goldblum. Just, letting you know, that is absolutely 100% Jeff Goldblum. So take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of your turn's end step, you lose the game. Just put it all on the line. And then Phyrexian Seedling as a Phyrexian plant for 2 and a green, a 0/0. Proliferate link. Just making stuff up. Damage dealt by this creature also causes you to proliferate that many times. You proliferate before checking for lethal damage on creatures. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, I will calculate up the value of these. These boxes are so much fun because there's so many cards in here that I read today that I've never seen before. As a fairly new player, these are perfect for me. If you've been playing for 20 plus years, probably not so perfect for you. Anyway, thanks for taking the ride with me. In the next video, it'll be an Aether Drift pre-release box, but I will follow up on like the total value of this box then. I like to read through these and actually understand what they do because, it's just there's so much text on some of these, you got to kind of give it a second and let it simmer. Anyway, thank you for coming on this journey. Enjoyed opening the box. Hope you did too. Talk to you later. See you. Bye.